What we're looking at here is a very special, unreleased, pre-production version of the AMG GT 4-door Coupe. Now what I mean by that is this car has no VIN numbers. This is just a demo car and a tour car, if you will, that will go around to various dealerships around the country for the dealerships to show to their clients. And so once this car is done going on tour, it will actually go off to a junkyard where it will cease to exist. But here we have the 53 sporting a white exterior with these beautiful AMG style yellow calipers, black rims, and walking around here you get a sense for how big this car is. My favorite piece here is the Americana grill that I've likened it to a Bruce from Finding Nemo. And of course we have the daytime running LEDs, which is nice, exciting. Of course here we're all censored up cameras, and I'm sure behind here are all the track, or not the track, the safety features and sensors. If you notice, this headlight cluster actually has carbon fiber inlays, if I can get it to show up. That's pretty cool. And of course here, if you notice, all of the trim here almost has a chrome delete, which makes it much more aggressive and exciting. And see here the mirror, very nice to get the camera on it. So continuing our walk around, you really get a sense for how big the car is. And there we have the tail lights lit up, which looks fantastic. I think this car would look really amazing in the nighttime driving behind it. Yeah, really nice. You got the wing up here, and of course signature styling point here, which is the circular exhaust that the 53 and I think the 43 also sports. Here's another detail here. You got this hidden vent right there. So this is pretty exciting. I mean, this is the newest addition, the newest car in the line, this AMG family. And we're seeing AMG really becoming its own class of cars. No longer, well, they still are, but in addition to being a special version of regular Mercedes cars, AMG is really coming together and showing that they can actually build up their own platforms here. And especially when you see that there's now 53, 63, and 63S versions of these AMG specific cars. It really kind of gives you an idea of the direction AMG is taking and becoming its own kind of class of cars, which is really exciting. You know, I'm a little skeptical about how the AMG line has been a little diluted lately with this, now there's a 43, a 53, a 63, and a 63S, like, and you have that for every line of cars now. You know, C-Class, E-Class. And so there came a time where you start to wonder what's going on with AMG and what's the direction, but it's very clear now that the kind of true AMGs, or the, if you wanted that special AMG aspect of having an AMG, you get these special AMG cars that are AMG only. So here we got the AMG key, pretty standard, sports the AMG insignia on the back. So let's go ahead and take a look at the interior here. One thing I wanted to point out is these door handles now have NFC support, which if you've seen in other videos, this particular car does not have it activated, but you can put your phone up to it with the proper app and it'll unlock it with only your phone. And so it's very much the same technology that powers Apple Pay and Android Pay and all those contactless payments. But it's pretty interesting. I've never seen NFC used in a car like this, so interesting to see where that technology takes us. But here, as we come in, of course, we have the AMG door sill, and a pretty standard, modern Mercedes interior with the carbon fiber trim, seat controls, and the high-end sound system. But of course, here, what's really exciting, especially on this four-door car, are these sport seats, these bucket-looking seats. So that's pretty exciting. And so let's go ahead and take a step in here. One thing I wanted to point out is look at that. Greets you nice with the silhouette of the AMG GT. And of course you have the start button here pulsating. Go ahead and turn on the accessories. So going through the interior here, starting with the door, these really nice touch door lock indicators. Just give it a nice feeling to it. And here we have the ambient lighting that, as you'll see, will shuffle through different colors. Everything has a really nice touch to it. Of course, this is an AMG. One of my favorite touch points here are these vents. If you look here, you got these piano wood surrounding it, and so everything here is stitched in leather. The dash here is in contrasting leather. The steering wheel is really exciting. Here you have these contoured wheels, and you have the flat bottom steering wheel. But as you can see here, we have these mini screens on these buttons, which really kind of goes as a theme throughout the whole interior, where even here in the center console we have these buttons that function as actual buttons. If you hear that click, that's an actual button, but it still has that screen behind it. And my concern with this when I am looking at it is how it'll age, and as screen resolutions get better over time, I wonder if these little screens will look weird in 15 years. But for now, it's very nice touch. So while we're here, you notice this is a new interior piece for Mercedes controls with this big trackpad, and if you can listen, you can hear the haptic feedback, much like a mobile phone, but you get these vibrations as you are shuffling through menu options. And so this is the constant quest for easy car manipulation and settings changing. This is the latest effort to try to make it easier to change settings and everything. But of course, the flagship point of the interior are these massive screens that are actually really high quality, and the resolution is really high, and it's beautiful screens. And so of course, with the steering wheel here, which is to note here, if you guys remember the old Blackberries with their I don't remember what they called them at the time, but this is very much the same mouse control that they had here, that they had with Blackberries. And so we see that on the steering wheel, which is a nice application for this hardware here. Of course, all the buttons here, much like on the door that I showed earlier, have these nice perforations, or this nice texture to them. Everything feels really high-end. The shift paddles have a very nice solid feel to them. The stalks behind the wheel are very standard Mercedes. But going around here, you see one interesting touch for the interior is when you change the temperature. Right now I'm making it hotter, and notice how my side of the AC zone is turning red when I make it hotter. Now conversely, when I make the temperature cooler, the color turns blue to indicate that I am making it colder. And so once the temperature reaches the desired temperature, it goes back to being the color that the ambient colors were before, which is really nice. And here we have some storage, as I mentioned earlier, some controls here that didn't realize these were buttons until just now. They look like more indicators than buttons. But yeah, this is the interior. Let's take a look. Oh, while we're up here, I really like these frameless mirrors here. Really nice touch. And just to give you an idea, what I really like here is the look out of the car. Look at these two bulges here, which just remind you you're in that you're not in a CLS, you're in a much more special car. But let's go ahead and to the exterior. Side note, I really love the blue and purple colors for the interior lighting. But let's jump into the back because that's what this car is all about. For one, getting into these seats is a lot easier than getting into the front seats, just because the front seats were more bucket seats. Once I'm back here, now I had the seat set to where how I would sit, and if you notice, plenty of legroom, plenty of headroom. Now that was a concern a lot of people had with it being a four-door coupe, especially with the slanting exterior styling, is what's the interior like. And I'm like 6'1", 6'2", and I am not I'm not uncomfortable at all, and everything pretty comfortable when you get a good visibility out. One thing here I really like is the AMG embossed center piece there. One nice feature of the interior is that you are able to have cooled or heated cup holders. So depending on your beverage, you're able to keep it to the temperature that you would like it. Getting the opportunity to spend some up close and personal time with the GT four-door was a real treat, especially with it being a pre-production car and it probably not going on sale for 4, 5, 6 months. So it was definitely a real treat for me as a car lover, as a Mercedes lover as well. And so I hope this video, I know it wasn't super in-depth, you know, we were in a dealership showroom and couldn't really take it out for a drive or spend a lot of many hours in it like I would love to. But maybe come springtime, we'll get the opportunity to spend some more intimate time and get a better feeling for what it's like to live with and experience. But I hope this video just gave you a sense for what this car is about, the size, the feeling of it, and kind of the whole aura of it, if you will. That's it for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.